everybody. It's great to be back in Scotland. And what I love the most about today is we're spending the full day working on the business building system. So Nat mentioned it before, we all start in the same place in this business. But it's the same business building system that allows people to move through to the bigger positions on the marketing plan, to access the incentives, to achieve promotion and pay rise. So my slot this morning is all around understanding the case credit. But before I get into the detail of that, I guess through my own story, I want to be really honest with you today about how I felt about case credits at the beginning, my relationship with the dreaded CCs in my first 3 months, but then what changed. So I'm conscious some people will know my story. My background is working in the retailing industry, so I was a manager of a shop for John Lewis department stores, and I did that from the age of 18, so I was very comfortable in my environment. I was used to working with people, but had quite a systematic way of working in that job. And I was ready for a change just over 5 years ago now. I was at that point, and maybe you can relate to this feeling where you're enjoying what you're doing at work, but you just know it's time to do something else. You've got that feeling that you haven't quite fulfilled the potential you've got. And I don't say that to sound arrogant, because I think sometimes we feel a little bit guilty about admitting that we've got more potential to use and to stretch towards. But that was me, and that's how I felt. And I know over the last 5 years, I've met so many different people along the way, cross-line or people who I work with directly, who can relate to that feeling. So it took me about 3 months to get to supervisor. And it was at a time of year where it was the autumn, Christmas. I had a lot of Christmas shopping to do. I had people in my family, in my friends network who had Christmas shopping to do. So the supervisor pin was not built on a 4cc duplicatable way of working. So no surprise that when I got to the December of 2013, I only managed 1cc of personal. I didn't sponsor anybody. That was 1cc of a tiny bit of personal use and a little bit of retailing. And what became really apparent 3 months into the business, while I was still working in that full-time job, is I needed to really understand the system behind the business. And I needed to understand what case credits were and how to actually achieve those comfortably, rather than thinking I'm building a business each month just to be 4cc active. So that's when I attended my first training, and I would say everything at that point changed. I was sat in a room like we're sat in today. It was my first ever event, so I noticed there was loads of hands going up when Bob asked that question of who's new into the business. So 5 years ago, I was sat where you are today, ready to find the inspiration or the connection and to get a bit more training to move forward. And that happened. As Nat said at her first event, that happened for me too, and I'm very confident that will happen for you today if that's what you've come along for. And I went back to my First Steps to Manager book, and what I did was I actually started to rewrite all of my goals. Every single one of my short-term goals changed, because I started to realize that, as Bob said this morning, I needed to figure out the reason why. If that reason why was there and it was relevant to the improvements I was looking for in my life at that time, then it was going to be possible to master the art of the case credit and really understanding it. So that's when I committed to that personal goal of having the choice to leave my corporate job behind. I knew it was going to be a 12-month journey in 2014, and it actually took a little bit longer than 12 months. I was able to hand my notice in month 12, but then it just took a little bit longer through that notice period to build the business up. But all that changed in that year of real success, of getting to manager, duplicating other people achieving manager, achieving the first chairman's bonus check, Eagle manager, car plan, everything that you see Rex making available to you as well. Everything happened, but it all started with understanding the case credit. So it's my pleasure today to take you through how case credits can work for you. Can I just ask for a show of hands and for you to be honest, if you are in the same place that I was in 3 or 4 months into my business where you're struggling with cracking 4cc with ease? Yeah? So it can get a bit stressful, can't it? And then you think, I didn't join this business for case credits. How am I in this place? So let's just walk through each step of really what a case credit means. And then we're going to come on and look at what it means for you financially. So I kind of make no apologies for the fact that my slides are no different to what you're looking at this morning in your First Steps to Manager book, because that is the business building tool. That's the plan that is going to change your business. But I think rather than being fearful or not feeling comfortable with case credits, it's about tackling this head on. It's about really understanding what is the case credit and why is this relevant to me. So the case credit, let's just look at its financial value and its relevance. The real relevance of a case credit is it's quantifying at any given time what your personal activity is or what your team's contribution is financially. It's a metric or a measure to show us the value of what is happening in your business. So it's a great indicator. It's something that we shouldn't be fearful of, but it's something that if we use it the right way can be very, very positive. Now, we have case credits because we're an international business. So it would be impossible, to not have this system in place and to operate in over 160 countries worldwide. So it's actually there as a point system to help us. This is like going into Sainsbury's, going into Boots with your Advantage card or your Nectar card and picking up points as you go. Yeah, so every time you're transacting with those retailers, you have to pay them, obviously for the pleasure of shopping with them and for the goods you're buying, but you're building up points at the same time, which actually quantifies your loyalty to that retailer and they'll give you something back. And it's a very transparent system because for the certain amount of pounds you spend, you'll get points back. Our business is exactly the same. The only difference is you're not paying forever the pleasure of working with them. You are getting money. Your profit is coming from case credits. But every time activity happens in your business, you're building up these points. And these points are valuable to you because they're always going to tell you how you are personally performing. But they're also helping your business work through the marketing plan and all of the incentives. Now, the value of the case credit here in the UK, that slide, I should have picked that up in proof, is a tiny bit out of date. The case credit's actually changed. So our value of case credit now, it's £240, just over that, at recommended retail price. Wholesale price to you as a business owner is £170. What that means for you in simple terms, really, really simple terms, if you are an assistant supervisor, who's an assistant supervisor in the room? Yeah? Every single case credit of product that you recommend, so every time you go out there and you recommend £240 worth of product at Forever's brochured recommended retail price, if you are selling that at full brochure price, you're making £84 profit. So 35% is coming back to you as a business owner. Now, if you are a supervisor, you've actually had a pay rise, so what that means for you is you're making £90 every time £240 worth of product moves through your business that you are responsible for. Any assistant managers in the room? There'll not be many because people tend to be supervisor or manager, but there's a few, yeah? £100 for you. And then managers in the room, £109. So there's a really, really healthy profit margin every time you recommend product. Now, our business is built around a 4 case credit business building habit. Rex was really clear with that when he set the business up back 4 decades ago. Because what that generally means is there's enough money there each month, even if you're starting out, for this business to be worthwhile. Just put your hand up if you were somebody who joined this business for £250 to £300 minimum a month. Yeah? And actually, when I talk about 4 case credits with team, at business presentations, at events, what this means to me is it's essential. Because if we're not 4 case credit active, what that actually means is the business owners who are working the business are not earning a minimum of £300. And I think even if you are a busy parent who's got a full-time job and you've got crazy stuff going on in life, to make this worthwhile, you're really looking for 250 to 300 as a minimum to invest your time. That's a fair exchange for time going in. So very often, we get caught up in 4cc. My question to you this morning is, what does 4 case credits mean to you? If you can stay connected to what 4 case credits every single month means to you, in exchange, what that means is, on your page 2 and page 3 of the First Steps to Manager book, you can confidently enjoy working through all of your goals and tick them off. So this is a discipline. And to build a successful business with Forever, it's about mastering the art of being 4 case credit active or beyond yourself first. We're a show business, not a tell business. How often do you hear that at events or on online trainings? What we mean by that is it's our responsibility to do the do first. Because we don't employ anybody in this business. Therefore, to influence somebody who comes and joins you in the business and to really help them, it's to actually show them what you're doing and how you achieved your results that will inspire them. Maybe if you're an experienced business owner in the room or you've been in the business for 6 months, maybe you can relate to odd moments in your business where you think, I'm telling people how to do this and I'm not doing it myself. Sometimes you feel like that if you haven't sponsored in a month or brought a new team member in and somebody else in your team has. There's only so long that we can live in a place where we are not doing the do, but we're expecting that from other people. So the business is all about focusing on your personal activity. The better your personal activity is, the more you will earn and the more you will duplicate, for sure. So in terms of earning case credit points, you can achieve this 3 different ways. And this is what I love the most about Forever. Our business has got space for people to really enjoy the benefits of being a network marketer and to have access to the big stuff. But we have a lot of people in the business who fall in love with a product as a customer, and then they want to be paid for the privilege of recommending that product. And a lot of the time, for them, that funds their personal use. So your 4 case credit points can be achieved through 3 different means. Your own personal use. Very, very difficult to build a business with Forever or to earn any level of income if you're not using the products. I would even put my neck out there and say you won't build a business at all if you're not using product. So using products is one way. So whatever goes through your business for your family's use, you're going to benefit from that case credit towards your 4. In addition to that, anything you recommend to new customers, but along the way, you're likely to have some regular repeat customers who continue to shop with you. The better service we give to people, if we can take care of people face to face, we create loyal, regular customers. I worked in the retailing industry for 15 years for one of the best retailers in the UK before Forever. I am still staggered by the loyalty that we have from our customers. I remember somebody saying to me at the beginning, the products practically sell themselves. You'll keep those customers. Don't worry about it if you take care of them. And I thought, what a load of rubbish. Products don't just sell themselves in retailers. But you know what? What I've learned along the way is our product is that good It's different to every other brand on the high street or that you can access online. We have such a good, distinct point of difference that we do have many people who just want the quality of what we've got. Our job is to go out and find them, take good care of them, and this will contribute massively towards you being 4 case credit active each month. But your third way is to duplicate yourself. Even the product promoters who I work with, one of my first questions to them in their planning is, do you enjoy working solo, or do you prefer being part of a team and having people at your side to work alongside? And even the product promoters who don't necessarily want to initially team build in Forever will often say, I work way better as a team and I don't want to be lonely on my own. So again, if you're sat here today as a product promoter, I really want you to consider what would team building do for you? How could that make your retailing feel? And what would be the impact of duplicating more case credits in your business? So our business is very much about doing a combination of those 3 things. Bob mentioned courage this morning. It's having the courage to invite people not just to look at your product, but also to have a look at your business opportunity. Sometimes when we invite people to look at the business opportunity, we're actually giving them away to order their own personal use products at 35% initially. And those people who then do that and maybe catch a vision of what's possible because they're receiving newsletters or the amazing blogs that our head office team write, that can then be the key that allows them to catch a vision of what this business could do for them if they decided to really get involved. So it's really mastering your own 4 case credits or above. I found building a business and mastering my 4 case credits very much like learning to drive. Did anybody else fail their test, or was I the only one who failed their test? First time? The best drivers always pass 3rd time round. It happened for Gary, it happened for me. I hope it happened for more people in the room. If you did more, oh God, you must be a really competent driver on the road. But it is like, learning to drive. If you get so obsessive over, must not look at the curb, must check absolutely everything, I need to remember every bit of the highway code, it's difficult. If you just focus on, what are you behind that wheel to do? Where are you driving to? What's the end destination? Enjoying it along the way and accepting that you will grow and develop the more you practice. This habit of getting behind a wheel becomes very, very comfortable. And before you know it, you're a very conscious, competent driver on the road. The same will happen with 4 case credits in your business. It's about having that ability to look away from the case credit and to focus on what you need to do to use more product personally yourself and getting super organized with that at the beginning of the month. So you can quantify what is your family's or your own personal use going to mean to your business going active in the month, and you being paid if you've got a team as well. Customers and product. It's knowing from the first of every month. So yesterday, were you that business owner who knew what March was going to look like? Your diary's already been anticipated, you've got commitments in, you know what the needs of those regular customers are, you know what the follow-up with any new customers who came to you for a sale in February, what they're going to become in the month of March. Maybe you've got events or there's opportunities local to you in Scotland that you want to go out and be part of. Maybe there's retailing activity that you're going to hear lots about today where you think, I've never done that before, but I really want to step out of my comfort zone to do it. And then on the team building side, have you got a goal this month about, is it just about customer and product, or are you looking to duplicate yourself? Our business is all about you doing the do in all of those areas. When you do, and we work with the time we've got available, we're then in a place where we will often find ourselves not just 4 case credit active. We find ourselves mid-month or a third of the way into the month doing 4, maybe 5. How does it feel when you're 4 case credit mid-month? Oh, you can breathe. You can then really have fun and see where your business is going to go. So this is really, really powerful. And if we work this way of using our time well, getting organised, 4 case credits will not be freaking you out in the same way it was freaking me out in December 2013. What happened when I let go of worrying about 4 and just looking at my diary each month and being committed to the 3 methods of generating a great business in forever, I started to duplicate. I had a lot of people who said, gosh, yeah, this is simple, we'll do the same. We all worked full time. We all had crazy lives and all said before forever, I'm not sure we've got the time to do this. 3 months later, a manager business. A few other months later, a senior manager business. Car plan was never expected to happen that quickly, but it did because the volume of case credits came through. That's what then created the structure for chairman's bonus, and it's difficult to slow your business down when it gets into momentum like that. The only thing that is happening, we've got more and more people who are joining your team, your network, to access a minimum of £300 to improve the quality of their life. So my top tip linked to 4 case credits would be lead by example and get a hold of your diary, look away from the case credits and just commit to what you can do following our core activities that you're going to hear more about today to really be productive in your business. Trust the system and see where it takes you. So before we hand over to the next speaker, we've got close to 10 minutes to just pick up any questions. Nat mentioned it before. We've got an opportunity after every slot today to interact. The audience size today is brilliant for that. So how can I help you this morning with case credits? Does anybody have any questions that have sprung up as a result of what we've just talked about? Hi, I'll get Kate to give you the mic. Are you all right to say your name? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
And I had quite a large number of gel drinkers as a result of doing lots of different events. And they've slowly dropped away, even though I've been looking after them. So I'd really appreciate some tips on how to retain gel drinkers.
Okay, great question. Has anybody else been affected by what Andrea's saying? Yeah? So I'm pleased it's not just me and Andrea, or Andrea and I. Where I want to start a response to this question is something that I'm pretty sure it was either Greg Morn or Aidan O'Hare who said it. I'm looking at Gary as I think this. Why do Coca-Cola as a brand advertise every single Christmas? Holidays are coming. Yeah, we all know the jingle before we even see the branding appear. Why do they do that? Coca-Cola, you can find it in most convenience stores, even the convenience stores who are next to each other. You know, there's about 3 retailers downstairs. They're all selling it, but yet they've all got customers. Well, the reason why Coca-Cola keep advertising every single year is because they know that they need to keep generating more new customers, more new drinkers of that product. And they know through seasonal peaks, there's an opportunity for people to drink more Coke. Our business is no different to what happens in the retailing industry. You will retain some very loyal customers, but it's going to be impossible to cling on to every single customer you've got. Because I hate to say it, none of us are good enough to book the trends of what happens in the general retailing market globally. You know, brand loyalty moves, people's priorities move, things change in their lives, their financial, disposable income, and various other things. So in answer to Andrea's question, the best bit of advice I could give with that as a bit of context in the background is every single month, it's our responsibility to find new gel drinkers. It's really important that every single month, if one of your goals is to have your 20 regular gel drinkers in place, and that will give you a 4cc retail business minimum and give you that £300 to £500 profit depending on where you are on the plan. To have that in place, you need to every single month go out and get new gel drinkers. And the quicker we accept, we can't keep a hold of everybody, the more we relax into the business, and generally the easier it becomes to always have your 20 in place. Is that helpful? Yeah?
The thing as well that I'm always conscious of is not bombarding people with adverts, basically, you know. So obviously you can go out and do an aloe bar, but would you say you also need to keep awareness on like social media of the gel as well?
You're going to hear a lot of different methods this morning in retailing. And what I would say is you've got to pick your lane. I know we're in an era where social media is huge, but again, if you were to go to any top industry expert about our industry, what they would say to you, even now, in this decade, is the most powerful form of marketing to grow a loyal, repeatable business is word of mouth. So the gel is our best-selling product. No coincidence, that's the product Bob picked up on when he was talking about products in his intro. If we are drinking gel every day, we will look good, we will feel good. It's a great conversation starter. And very often, those 20 gel drinkers can come from the regular, everyday exchange of conversation. If you choose to do some social media on top of that, that's a personal choice. But don't underestimate the power of talking to people. Any other questions about 4 case credits? Yeah, we've got one over here. 2.
Hi, my name is Munaz. I don't have a question about 4cc, but I have a question similar to the clients. What is the right amount? Because the clients start drinking the gel and then they change the amount they're drinking and they're not benefiting properly and they're not happy.
Okay, so your client very often needs you to guide them. So it's our responsibility as business owners to help that client have the best experience. Generally, the question I ask a client is, do you want to feel good or do you want to feel very good? The tri-pack is out for a reason. The tri-pack exists, so your cardboard box with the 3 bottles of gel in 3 litres, that exists because that is what somebody should be consuming each month as an adult if they want to feel the benefit of our drinking gel. So what that then means is a litre every 10 days. So we know that a tri-pack is a 30-day supply, and that means 100 mils for somebody. Generally, the only time somebody would be consuming less is maybe it's their first day of drinking aloe, and you just want them to have a little taste to get used to it. But as a kind of standard, if you like, and to keep it really simple and easy for customers, 100 mils a day, and that discipline of them being a tri-pack customer will really help them feel the benefits. And that's good, easy service for them as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Gemma.
Hello.
My name is Manar. I just wanted to ask about the 4cc. When we're doing the 4cc active, we can do it all by ourselves, or we can have it like novice customers joining our businesses.
Yes.
So if we have 2 customers who just joined in another country, not like here, but like let's say 4 of them, and it's 1.17 something, should we buy like at least 1 cc from our account?
So your 4 case credits, this is a valuable point, and what I would say is if there's any queries for you linked to this, we can pick it up in the break if you want to come and have a conversation. We've got loads of time together today. But what I really want to kind of leave you with this morning before I go hand back to Natalie in response to this question is your 4 case credits is about doing that in the UK and Scotland. Yeah, it's about your activity in your home country. So every single month, one of those case credits is your own personal use or what you're ordering for a customer. Yes, it can be for somebody who's a Novus customer, but anything that happens in another country, I just want you to think of that as that sits in another pot that will become relevant if you're, achieving a promotion and you're wanting to progress through the marketing plan to a different position, whether that be supervisor, assistant manager, or manager. But when it comes to being paid every month, when it comes to having a regular duplicatable business, and when it comes to qualifying for the majority of the incentives, it's really important that we always keep our 4 case credits or beyond in the home country. Yeah? Okay. Thank you very much.